guys, and welcome to the first ever Indieformer show, not live from Melbourne. My name's Laurence, and to my right, it's the guy who edits the videos here at Indieformer. It's Josh Kyoto.
Sup fam? This is what we hope will be a monthly video series dedicated to indie games and games in general. On today's episode, we'll be debating No Man's Sky's price and later cooking up a mutant game in Spliced. But first, let's go to the mailbox.
Been waiting all month for the mail. Check outside, it's not there. Check again, and no luck, but here comes the mail.
It's a beautiful day outside, perfect for opening mail and reading your questions. Speaking of which, we received a heap from you guys, like a lot in the last video, so thanks for sending them in. We're going to try and get to as many as we can, but we're just going to do our best, so bear with us.
Also, you might have seen in the intro, I was in there as the mailman for maybe a second, so if you want to see a full, up-close, full detailed body picture of that, go and check us out on Twitter, me specifically, and then check Laurence out too whilst you're there.
Yeah, you know, I won a competition on Twitter during the week, so follow me, it's a fun follow, guaranteed. But let's get to these questions, Josh.
Let's go.
One for you, buddy, and one for me. Leon Schonberg asks, how did you guys start with Indieformer? What's the backstory behind it?
Well, I think it was you who approached me.
I did approach you, Josh. I proposed.
I think you were getting really into indie games at the time. I think we both were. And you're like, yeah, I want to make a channel about it. I need your help.
Mutual interest in creating content and indie games, I guess. So that was it, really.
I know you don't think No Man's Sky will succeed, but what effect do you think it'll have on the video game industry?
Yeah, we've talked about this. A lot of people on the video, I think, got the wrong impression. We don't think it will not succeed. The video was about uninformed expectations that maybe getting overhyped, might be a bit dangerous. We think No Man's Sky is going to be great. I mean, Josh definitely does.
I am all for it, 100% hype train all the way.
If you had the opportunity to make an indie game, what exactly would that game include?
Well, I don't need to make it because it's being released in June. No Man's Sky all the way. That's the game I want to play. It's the game I wanted to play. It's the game I wished for, and it's coming out. I'm excited.
Be sort of like Kingdom Hearts, where you go into worlds, but you go into classic literary worlds, like Pride and Prejudice, Mrs. Dalloway, for instance, maybe Catcher in the Rye, because those things, copyright will have worn out, and I'd have an NES 16-bit era aesthetic. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Angel of Death wants to know why Australians are obsessed with Vegemite.
Well, I might be obsessed with Vegemite, but it's not a loving obsession. I despise Vegemite. It's just disgusting.
It's not like I'm in love with it. I mean, I like it. I'm a very salty kind of food guy.
He's a very salty guy in general.
Yeah. Guilami Guadro, my apologies for destroying that name. What is your favourite indie game of all time?
I've played a lot of indie games, but I'm going to pick Spelunky. First indie game love, got me into indie games.
Speedrunners.
Yix Nimbus, I have no idea how to say that. How much time does it take to research the games you will show in your next video? It's sort of a process through the month. I mean, that's how it makes it manageable. So going through all my sources throughout the month, gathering the information, and then collating it at the end of the month in a couple of days. And just going back and checking things, make sure I don't miss any games.
Last question we have is from Puputzi. What keeps you guys motivated to make new videos?
The main thing that keeps me motivated are comments and interacting with the viewers. Knowing people are watching your content, they care, and you can talk to them. I mean, that's amazing. That's the main thing.
I just like creating content. That's what just keeps me motivated to keep going. Plus, there's an audience that's watching, so that's motivation too. That marks the end of the first Indieformer mailbox. We apologise if we didn't get around to your question.
Yeah, and we'll need your questions again anyway for next month. And if you do, you can do that through the comments below or on Twitter. Either way, please use this hashtag here, very conveniently located.
Hashtag IFMailbox.
That's right. It makes it easiest for us to sort.
So let's jump into our next segment, JVL.
Welcome to Josh vs. Laurence, in which the two of us debate 3 topics.
Some are serious and some are fun, but for all, we have 30 seconds each to answer. Let's begin. I'll pay $60. I've bought good games like Just Cause 3 and Mad Max, and I've bought some shit games like Assassin's Creed Unity and Watch Dogs. But there's no doubt in my mind that No Man's Sky is going to be a great game, and I have no issue with adding it to that list.
I think No Man's Sky will be better than most AAAs at that price. My problem is selling any game at that price. The emerging model has a low or no entry payment at all, like Rocket League and Hearthstone. This lets you test out the game, then if you like it, you can invest more money and time accordingly. Paying $60 upfront for a game you don't even know you'll like is just too much. Firewatch told the story it wanted to tell, but I can't help but feel the ending was a missed chance. No matter if you stand by Delilah or flat out blame her for Brian's death, she won't wait for you at the end. I understand the message. No matter what you do, sometimes you can't change how someone else will behave. Sometimes things are just greater than you. But when I put so much care into my choices throughout the game, I would like to see them have some effect.
Yeah, missed the opportunity to completely screw up the game. Although I don't completely agree with the story, if it went another way, it would have fallen into the "of course that would happen" cliche. It was about the relationship between Delilah and Hank. The other story elements were there to accentuate the relationship. If the story was about who was listening in on their conversation, then Hank and Delilah would become supplementary, and it would have become a completely different game. Kanye West? More like Kanye Quest. Let's follow his journey to Kanye 2020. This is sick. Why stick to one field in entertainment when you have the opportunity to try something else? He's obviously not making it for the money, but for himself. If he has the resources to make it, let him. And with it being about his mum, you know he's going to take care of it.
Alright, I'm on board with this too. In the past, creative crossovers haven't always worked so well. I mean, some things just don't mix well together. But Kanye is a very important and influential creator. And it's amazing that he respects video games as an artistic medium.
That's not easy to do, man. Y'all to be accolades regular, man.
Even if the game's bad, Kanye will be spreading this message to other creators and a broader audience ignorant to the creative potential of video games. That's a thumbs up from me. We each choose a game unbeknownst to the other.
Then we mash them together in 60 seconds to make a new hybrid game.
It's a segment we like to call Spliced. Alright, so the game I picked, it's a mobile game, I haven't played in a while. I mainly picked it to piss Josh off.
Oh, okay.
It's Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja, okay. Well, the game that I picked follows today's theme of No Man's Sky.
You picked No Man's Sky?
I did.
Great, so we're gonna mix Fruit Ninja with No Man's Sky.
Yep. Start that
Wow,
clock.
Alright, we started. It should be going.
Fruit Ninja, an open world game within a fruit.
Within a fruit? Why does it have to be within a fruit?
I don't know, because it's like the fruit is the universe. Or an open world game with...
This has potential. Okay, No Man's Sky has all this fauna, all these animals, all this stuff. Fruit. Make it about fruit.
So maybe the planets are just all fruit-themed planets.
Fruit, yes, the planets are fruits. So
And
I like that.
And
like watermelon.
your mission is to go and cut the fruit down and collect as much fruit as you can.
You have to
and
mine
mark
the
that
fruit.
down in the database for everyone to see. This is the new
Right,
fruit
so
I
you got
found.
different fruits. But would you eat it? Like the watermelon plant, you cut through the shell, and then there's just like watermelon, like red flesh in there.
Yeah, I get. Well, like, do they count as like living things?
Oh yeah, maybe. And then it's like the moral thing, like you're killing these things, and you have like this conflict going on, and we get that story going.
All right, that sounds interesting.
I like that. And maybe we can like everything's made out of fruit. The whole world can be fruit, right? So you build your ship out of fruit.
Activity completed.
And,
Oh.
wow, that was quick. That was quick.
That was quick. I think we got somewhere with that one.
Yeah, I like it. It's not too bad.
That's not a bad game.
You're saying that nothing would go with yours before we filmed this?
Well, yeah, I was thinking like it hasn't been released. We know what we know about it, but Fruit Ninja of all things,
Yeah.
we made it work.
So yeah, a little mobile game with perhaps the most ambitious game of all time.
Yeah.
Spliced together. Before we go, remember we need your questions for Mailbox and to decide the winner of Josh versus Laurence in the comments below. It's also our first show, so feedback helps too.
That's the show. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next month here on the Indieformer Show.
Thanks for watching.